You might notice that some of the terns are sporting some jewellery around their legs. These are leg rings, enabling us to identify individuals in studies. They weigh very little and cause no harm to the birds. The data this provides us can be anything from lifespan, sight return, to migration movements. While I officially recorded the codes on these rings, we can't help giving some nicknames. For example, TT is Tina Turner. Anyway, the data we gather can teach us a lot about the species, and therefore help conservation efforts. Meanwhile, on the warden side of life, the cupboards are starting to look a little bit bare. Fridge isn't that much better. Heating cans left. Big bags of rice and pasta. Well, we're in no danger of starving. After a few days of no fruit and veg, there's only so many meals of tinned food and pasta you can have before it starts to get a little bit bland. So roughly every 10 days we get a delivery bringing us any food and other supplies we may be in need of. While some terns already have a mate when they arrive, others need to seek a partner. With common and Arctic terns, they begin establishing territories, and as you can imagine, this leads to a few fights. Once a territory is established, the male needs to attract a female to it. A tasty fish is a good idea. When an interested female lands in a territory, the two begin a courtship dance known as a parade. Then the male will show the female his nesting site, known as a scrape. If the female approves, the pair begin to bond. This can involve feeding the female. Although at first the male can be somewhat hesitant about giving up his food. But eventually he does, deepening the pair bond. Aerial courtship is another important part of selecting a mate. The pair eventually start mating. It's not one of their most elegant performances, and there can be a lot of standing around. For some, all this excitement is a bit too much. So terns, particularly Arctic terns, have a reputation for mobbing people and predators that come near their nests. That's why we wear these special bump caps. Now gulls, the closest relative of terns, also mob predators and people, and they're a lot bigger than terns. As mentioned in an earlier episode, we have 4 gull species on the island, and as we're carrying out surveys on them this week, I thought I'd go through them in a little more detail. First up is the black-headed gull. This is their second year breeding on the Skerries after a long absence. Despite its name, it only has a dark head in the breeding season. Other identifying features are its reddish beak and legs, along with light grey upper parts of its body. It's also the smallest gull we have out of the Skerries, as you can see when compared to the next species, the herring gull. This is a species most people associate with the seaside. The herring gull and the next 2 species have a yellow bill with an orange dot. However, to help differentiate it from the other species, it has pink legs and a light grey upper body. Our next species is the lesser black-backed gull. It's very similar to the herring gull, although it can be distinguished by its yellow legs and slate grey upper parts. For comparison, here are the 2 species side by side. Now for the 4th and final of our gull species.
The great black-backed gull, with broader and heavier proportions. Like the herring gull, it has pink legs but a black upper body. It's the world's largest gull species, and for comparison, here it is next to some herring gulls. And most people think herring gulls are big birds when they go to the seaside. This amazing bird is a well-adapted predator, capable of catching and killing adult terns, puffins and even rabbits. It will even raid other gulls' nests. Truly, this awesome bird can claim to be ruler of the Skerries. With it being such a ferocious bird, you wouldn't want to go near its nest, which is what we're going to do. Every year we carry out a clutch count on the gulls to assess the number of nests and eggs. This helps monitor the population, and has sadly revealed a long-term decline. As with the puffin survey, we'll use pasta to prevent recounting nests. Some are already hatching. To prevent causing too much disturbance in eggshell, we move as quickly as we can, and only survey in good weather. We also have to watch our step. Not easy with some angry gulls above you, but we all survived. I do love gulls, but they often get a bad rep. But once you look past the bin raiding and chip stealing, they're often amazing birds that's just as interesting as terns, and they're also such good parents. In other news, my favourite tern has arrived, Max! He has a leg flag code MX, and with it being later on in the season he hadn't turned up, I was beginning to get worried he wasn't coming back this year. Also, check out my co-worker Rianne's blog. She gives daily updates and some amazing pictures on there. I'll leave the link in the description. Once again, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and see you next week. Bye!